All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about Manchester United today. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's a little bit of a rant video. It's a little bit of an honest discussion video that we're going to talk about with this team. I've been taking a day or two to gather my thoughts. The bottom line is Manchester United are shit. It's not even shit. They're a lot worse than shit. They're not good this year. Their team is terrible, and I sometimes think their fans are even worse. They just brought in a new manager. They got the old manager out. A lot of the fans feel like the old manager, let's just say it, Ten Hag, has done irreversible damage to the club. Signings financially that are just not great players. And, we're already getting to the point where Amarim, who was taking Sporting on a crazy run, their team is not playing well. He comes here now. After he leaves, their team is not playing well. Sporting, they're not doing as well. He's now getting flamed. The players are now walking up upset. We're getting back to the Instagram stories, the tweets. The club looks absolutely just disconnected. And, we take a look at the team. There's definitely some good players playing at United, but I think the fans get a little delusional here. This is not a league-winning side. This is not a top 4 team. I mean, I'm the delusional one. I had them in 5th in my preseason team. Thought they would come out, make some actual really good signings. And I feel like the player of the season, or the player I've liked the most so far, I think Diallo has been absolutely excellent for them. We just haven't seen it. We haven't seen United look consistently that good. Just to give you perspective, they've got 9 losses in 19 matches this season. I mean, for a Manchester United team. And the reality of it is, we're getting headline titles now. Ruben Amorim admits Manchester United are in a relegation fight, which is crazy because now halfway through the season officially, we go to the table. We have to scroll down to find Manchester United. It is now 2025. Forest are in 3rd place. Okay, we've got teams like Bournemouth in 7th place, Fulham in 8th place, and United are down. And here's my issue. Here's my worry with this team. They are starting to lose the pack. Okay, they're starting to lose that middle of the tier pack and this relegation battle. Guys, let's keep it real here. Is United going to get relegated? Where would I put my money? No. They're not going to get relegated, okay? The headlines are the headlines. The reality is, yes, 18th place right now is 15 points. They are 7 points off that. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's going to be a Christmas miracle, a 2025 miracle, if they go to Anfield and beat Liverpool. I think I think all the United fans are looking at this game just saying, Liverpool, please don't beat us by more than 4 goals. We don't want that again. Can we just go there? Can we put up a fight? Can we lose by a goal or two? Because I think there's no business for United to be winning this game or even getting points out of this game. So I look at that with this weekend. I think this is going to be their 10th loss of the season. I don't think that's a crazy prediction. Palace have Chelsea away. I don't know if that's away or home, but they're the likelihood they're going to beat Chelsea, I don't know if it's super likely. Everton have Bournemouth. Wolves have Forest. So it's actually a little bit of a blessing because we look at the bottom of the table, the teams under them, all of the teams playing under them, and not playing one other. They're playing a higher table team. So most likely those teams probably won't catch up too much. But United have a -5 goal differential. They've only scored 21 goals in 19 games. I feel like Diallo has been pretty much the only consistent good player. I mean, the last game, obviously, but we look at the upcoming schedule. They're playing Liverpool. They've got Southampton, which this is now becoming must win. And that's the problem. The pressure at United is already enough. The fans put enough pressure on the players. Now they're getting to the scenario where they're going to literally have the most must-win games ever, and boy, are they going to be thinking about it. They're going to have to win this game. They're going to have to get points out of Brighton. They're going to have to go away to Fulham, who's having a much better season than them, and get a win. And we look at the remaining schedule. They're going to have Palace, Spurs, Everton, Ipswich, Arsenal. They still have Forest. They still have another City round on the schedule, and they still have another Newcastle. So, look, are they going to get relegated? Guys, no, they're not going to get relegated to me. I mean, that's not going to happen. We look at the remaining schedule, the remaining 19 matches. The teams they're playing, a lot of the teams are around where they're at. I think they'll find a way. They'll figure it out. I think they'll recoup and probably get to a 10th to 12th, maybe a 9th at best. But that's saying a lot. United at this point, I've been saying this for a year or two, though. This team, you look at the squad overall, you compare the way they play football, not even just the name players. They're a mid-table team now. They're a mid-table team. Some of the seasons they've done better. They've overachieved. I thought last season they overachieved with the players they had getting that trophy in the end. That was insane that they beat City. They back Ten Hag a little bit more. They get him out, right? Now you bring in a new manager, and it's the same scenario where you just keep bringing in a new manager, and you still suck. And the players suck, and the signings suck, and the fans are just toxic to these players, and these players have no confidence there. It's not good. None of this is good at United. So what's the fix? Well, I'm telling you right now, I think Amarim actually is a blessing here. He stepped into the job. Okay, they're losing a ton. All these previous managers there stepped into the job. They won a couple games. All the fans start going crazy. Up, and then they lose a game or two. Fans start bringing them down. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. So I think potentially for Amarim, it's a positive, right? He's got a little time. He can figure it out, turn it around. It's always tough coming in midseason. And look, objectively with Amarim, guys, the players that he's joining this club to, where he's come in, he hasn't made these signings, right? None of these players are players that he's brought in. These are players that previous managers brought in, were given a little bit of time before the fans exited them, the managers. And we're going to have to see, who this guy is going to go after this summer, who he wants to bring here. United, obviously 21 goals in 19 games is not good enough. So there's a lot to be done. There's a lot to be done in the overall fluidity, the way they play the game. But look, it's really not a good situation. You're having a situation now where I guess there's a report here saying that Ruben Amorim has lost the trust and respect of a Manchester United star and may struggle to get him back on side this season. United fell to their 5th defeat in the last 6 Premier League games as Newcastle tore them apart in 2-0. Amorim opted to start Casemiro and Eriksen in the midfield in a baffling move of criticism with Kobe Mino's introduction after 33 minutes, evening things up against Bruno Joelinton and Sandro Tonali. Xerxes was the man hauled off in favor of Mino and was jeered by the shameful so-called fans at Old Trafford. Explaining his decision to replace Xerxes before halftime, Amorim said, "You have to think about the team and also sometimes about the player because the player is suffering. I was there a few years ago, and I know that he wants it because I saw it during the week. That is the more important thing, and he's suffering during the game. I felt the team was suffering. I needed another midfielder to have more." And then we started to have more ball with Kobe Mino, but it was tough, and I talked to Xerxes about it. Gary Neville said he felt sorry for Xerxes, who scored 4 goals in 26 appearances for the Reds following a $35 million move from Atalanta. Look, the bottom line is this, man, all right? You guys cry to bring in a new manager, right? And he makes a decision, and then you flame a player. You blame a player. I've already started to see the last couple of weeks, they're starting to shit on Kobe Mino on Twitter. They're trying to bring other people down. Look, the recipe for success at a football club is not tearing people down. It's not bringing people down. You could be frustrated with the Glazers. You could be frustrated with whoever the hell you want to be frustrated at this club or whatever. But at the end of the day, how do you think your team is going to go out there and perform the best if the players have confidence, if the players feel wanted, if the players feel liked, loved by the fans, supported, right? It's going to motivate them even more to go out there and work hard because it's going to be positive reinforcement. Now, when they go out there, a manager's making a tactical sub. A manager's making a tactical sub that he thinks is going to better the team, and there's going boos everywhere, and players are upset. It's a recipe for disaster. So I've been getting asked a lot of people saying, do you think they're going to get relegated? The bottom line is no, I do not think Manchester United is going to get relegated, guys. Okay? I don't think that's going to happen. But again, it's another terrible season, and Manchester United now is forming themselves into the Premier League as a mid-table club. I'm being serious. I'm not even trying to be banter. I'm not even trying to piss you guys off. That's just the reality of where United is as a team. Until we can see Amorim, his plan and bringing some players in and them really looking like they're playing some fluid ball, I don't see a way where they're not going to finish in the 9 to 12, 13 region this season. No, they're not going to get relegated. Don't listen to those headlines. Don't listen to those Twitter accounts. They still have a couple cups to play for, but if we're gonna sit here and say, they have a real chance to win, let's say whatever the FA Cup they're still in, I don't know if that's gonna be likely. Europa League, they actually haven't suffered one defeat, so they're fully alive there. But let's see how they continue to play. It's been a really rough season for them in the Premier League. I hope to see them pick it up. I want to see the fans get more behind the players. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think about the current state of United? It's not looking good at the moment for them. And they got Liverpool away this weekend, which for me, it's going to be another loss. I think they're not winning that game. So they'll probably hang around in 14th, 15th for a little bit. Hopefully they can start to put some wins together after that. They've lost 5 out of the last 6, so they got to pick it up. They got to figure it out. Let's see what happens. We'll report back.